it's a good afternoon from me. We are in Colorado and we are going to Wilmington, California, which is a place that I have not been to California in many years. I have no idea what it's going to be like. I've been told it's very disappointing. And it was disappointing many years ago, but now it's even more disappointing. Wilmington is down by Long Beach. It's a suburb of Los Angeles, basically. Excuse me. We're coming into Denver at the moment. We're about 21 miles, I think we're about 21 miles out of Denver. So we're coming into Denver. And I thought, well, we'll record in, this is Riding Shotgun's territory. His videos are normally Colorado based, pretty much. He does a lot of videos up in this area. And of course, you lovelies, my parents, you know who Riding Shotgun is. So we're coming into his territory at the moment. So I'm hoping that I do okay. I've got to go over Vail and through what I class as the Colorado Gorge. It's the Rockies. It runs next to the river. And then I go through, my brain is, my memory in I got a lot of information, so it's hard for me to remember half the time the names of the places, but if I just say Vail, it's the best way to describe it. I've got to get up over the mountain, drop down the other side, hoping there's no bad weather, and that'll put us over towards Grand Junction, Colorado, which then drops us into Utah. So that's what we're up against at the moment. So we're, as far as I understand, I believe I've got pretty good weather running across. That's why I come this way. I would not normally come this way at this time of the year because it's normally up and down. You'll have areas where it's completely snow-packed and snowing like a good one, then you've got to chain up, and then other times you've got nothing. So we're hoping at the moment that we've got good weather, which I believe is holding. There's some storms coming in off the northwest coast and the west coast. I looked earlier and they're coming in slowly. They've come from Europe on the eastern side, running across China and that, and there's a lot of rain moving across. There's a little bit of snow in places. I think it's a little bit north of me, so we'll see. Temperature's pretty good. We're at 49 degrees at the moment, which is awesome. So they have a brake press on, which I didn't have to tarp, and it was wrapped, but sadly the wrap didn't hold, so the wind got against the metal pieces and the wrap broke. So I ended up tarping it because I don't choose to have a claim against me for a brake press that's got holes in. Once I've delivered the content down there, then I believe that'll be up to them whether they want to finish packaging it off properly or they're just going to leave it wide open. I don't know how much damage it will do to it with the holes in the top while it's moving, but it's going to Malaysia. So the reason it's going to Wilmington is they'll put it on an open deck container, a flatback, and they'll send it over to Malaysia on a container ship, and then they'll deliver it. So I have to be there Monday because I believe that they're trying to get it shipped as fast as they can and get it over there so they don't have to pay for storage and all that. That's what I believe is happening. So we'll see when I get there whether they want to cover it up with any more packaging. I've already sent the pictures into Weekend Dispatch and let them know what's going on so they can see. Truthfully, I'm partly mad at myself. They told me it was a no tarp load, and I've done machines enough times and I should have known better. And you assume that the riggers that loaded it and packed it with the plastic and that would have put enough protection around the pieces so that the wind wouldn't hit it and cut the plastic wide open. So I sort of feel partly responsible in respects because who I am, that I should have probably have thrown a tarp over it when I very first picked it up Thursday evening Friday morning, I should have actually just, even Thursday evening, it was still pretty warm. I should have just gone out there and thrown a tarp over the top of it and called it quits, and then I wouldn't have had the plastic wrap open. But either way, it's still going to get busted, so I might be lucky enough to get down there and unload it. They put it on a container, there's no bad weather, they put it on the ship and it gets sent and gets to Malaysia and no rain gets into it. But we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. So say if I could get it down there the way it is at the moment, once I got it off the trailer, I believe it doesn't become our responsibility anymore. So I've done my part. So the tarp's holding pretty decent. I wrapped it good enough. It's only a 20 footer, 5 foot 20 footer over the top of it. It doesn't come down to the bottom. I just needed to cover the top to stop rain from getting in there. So that was pretty much all I was looking at doing. So we will see what happens. We'll see how we come out of this. So we're going to run into Denver on 76. We pick up 70 west, and we're just going to run 70 west all the way out. Takes me through, I think it's Fairplay as well. I stopped there once with our Rosie. There's a Walmart out in that direction on 70, and I stopped there once with our Rosie. I had a car wash machine on that I was taking to Cali, and we walked up to the Walmart, and Rose got a remote control car. It was just a crappy little car, but it was fun. And we messed around there for a period of time, and I think we left out of there and we carried on to Cali, and then we got over towards I can't remember. There's a place in Utah. They've got a little animal farm there, a little zoo. I think it's is it Provo? Lordy, it doesn't matter. I'll eventually remember it. Maybe if I record again tomorrow, I can remember where the hell it is. Anyway, there's a Flying J there that we used to diesel up at, and then park up there, and then carry on. They had a little a zoo there with just all variations of animals, and you can buy some feed to give to them. So it's quite interesting that I got a dump truck in front of me going this slow. One of my cupboards is squeaking now, which is insanely awesome. It's never squeaked, and now it decides that it wants to squeak. So I got rid of all my other squeaks because I put new shocks on my truck, and now I've got one cupboard which might just need tightening up, or I'll have to check in and see what's going on. And it's like, you've never done this before, now you want to do it. Thank you very much. Roads are not the greatest. There's sections that are good and there's sections that are bad. So. I don't have a lot of weight on. I'm 27,000 pounds, pretty much. Probably ain't even that, to be honest with you. But I marked it as 27. Actually, it's probably less than that. She's a little top heavy as well, so. More to the driver's side than the passenger side. So they loaded it more. They loaded it more driver's side than they did passenger side. which is fine. It didn't quite load its centre, but it's all right. Everything on these trucks levels themselves out, so the suspension pretty much equalises itself, so, and it's not heavy enough to create a problem. Yeah, that covered, it's irritating for me. Oh, they got a market over there at the moment, a little flea market going on. Most people don't really like running through Colorado for certain reasons. It's a beautiful state, but it is expensive. They don't really give you a very good fuel return on their IFTA. It's pretty crap. Their fuel's a little expensive, and the return is pretty like, yeah, it's like, yeah. So, and the state's expensive as well. Like, living in this state, their taxes are super high. And then after I unload in Wilmington, California, I got to come back to the City of Industry, which we've done many years ago. We never had pictures or videos back then. This is like 05 to 07. I used to go to Long Beach a lot. We used to run Cali quite a bit when I first started flatbedding out of Ankeny. We did a lot of machinery down there. And sometimes did machinery back out again, or steel. So I got to come back to the City of Industry and pick up a load of oil bar to bring back to Montrose, Colorado. And then from Montrose, Colorado, I should imagine they'll probably send me to Gypsum to pick up a load of drywall. And it's funny because it always reminds me of Gypsum in Robertsbridge. If I wanted to, I could drop south on 25, and that'll run me down into New Mexico, Santa Fe into Albuquerque, and then I could run fully across if I chose to. But it puts about an extra 3 hours on your journey, It's quite a bit of a distance. Really, I should have done that from the start, dropped south. If the weather would have been really bad across it, I would have already have dropped south into Kansas and then run across. So from what I've been following on the weather map and seeing how things are, it seems that I'm okay to run this direction and just hope that it stays that way. We should get a pretty good way across, so we'll see how we do today. I looked on the weather map, I don't have any bad weather until I come back. It's funny, I don't have any bad weather until I come back to Montrose, and then when I come back to Montrose, then I got to deal with, I believe, snow. So it's got warm temperatures at the moment, leading up till like Tuesday, Wednesday, and then it goes, well, I think it's Tuesday, and then it drops back into cold weather. So actually very, sorry, it's the road. It's actually very quiet out here today. Truthfully, it really is. There's a wreck over there. Oh, there's a wreck. I wonder why all the traffic over there was at a standstill. And I can see why there's a wreck over there. Yep. Oh. Little rough, kids. It's always a little rough, kids. It's always a little rough. Colorado's become a very blue state. I didn't really believe it was when I first came to this country, which was 03. So when I first come to America, I always thought Colorado was a very conservative state, but it's a very blue state now. So. See, my camera won't make any noise now because I'm on a smooth road, but when I'm on them rough roads, it really wants to talk to me. I've got to find out what's going on back there. I think it's my door. I believe so. If you want, brother, it's 65. I'm just doing 54, so you can get into it. You can really get into it if you like. You can do it, brother. You can do it. Come on, get into that. Mash that pedal, son. Go on, you can do it. There you go. Get on, brother. dirty as this either. It's amazing how dirty it's become. Like I said, when I first came to Colorado, I started off in Monte Vista. Well, I was here in Denver. I flew into Denver, and then we went up to Monte Vista, and then we came back down here. We came down to Greeley, and it was, I don't ever remember it being as dirty as this. Miles to Las Vegas. And 27 minutes of driving left. It's Mr. Kipling Street. I think we go through the Eisenhower tunnels up here. I think that's what they are, the Eisenhower tunnels, if I remember rightly. Find out when we get to the top of the mountain, so. Says old CMV must carry chains on I-70 mile post 259 to 133 because you're running basically through the Rockies. supposedly 62 degrees at the moment, which is about, it does have, that is about right for Denver. Because Denver sort of sits down in the valley. Now that's about right. They do get snow now. I mean, it's not that they don't get snow, but they're normally always a little warmer. I'm just going to stay here for now. I'll probably end up catching up a few of them. So there's a sign up here, and it says chain law enforced when flashing. So basically right here, if that's flashing, then there's an area up here you can stop to put your chains on. So keep it in your lane, son, because you know what I mean. If you want to pass me, I don't have a problem with it. For the love of God, keep it in your lane. Can't keep it in your lane, brother, can you? Good lad. No, of course you can't keep it in your lane. No, it's a good lad. You keep coming in my lane, brother. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. That's awesome. You have the intelligence of a gnat. Because you couldn't be asked to wait. So right here on the right would be your chain down area. This is your chain station on the right. It's where you would take care of chaining up, because then you'd have to climb up over Vale. Much start climbing now, so this here, this area right where we are now, this is where that gentleman with the flatbed on came down off the top of Vale, basically came down, and this I believe it was right here is where it happened. This is where he ended up crashing into everybody because he lost his brakes and traffic was all backed up, which is about normal. It does get backed up through here. So he was coming back eastbound from the other side. He was coming eastbound. He come down off the top of this mountain and he lost his brakes. And instead of putting himself into the sand traps, and he didn't. And I think I cannot say the number. I can't remember how many people died. I know it was under 10, I believe. And then they gave him like it was nearly 300 years of sentence. But then I believe they cut it back down again. So there was a lot of controversy over it. I believe you can still find the video on YouTube. there was a young gentleman at the time, I think he was live streaming, when it came past him, and he carried on videoing it when it was basically when he took the vehicles out and the vehicles were on fire. So, but that back there, I believe it was that exit back there, he came past here, Colorado Springs. So he lost his brakes, and of course he would be coming down here at an abundance of speed, because you just like picking up speed. When you got no brakes, yeah, you're pretty much done. Now I'm starting to climb, and this is where we really start to climb. So, and then 470 East, I think if I remember rightly, when I was running the farms, you would go back up. So we would come out of Greeley and we would head up on 470 Colorado Springs. We'd head in that direction, and that would lead us up over, and then we pick up 285. That would lead us over towards Monte Vista. And I think Fairplay's, I think that's where Fairplay is. I must admit, I've got to be a little careful because I can't remember the name of the place where me and Rose stopped. But when I get over there, I'll remember it. I got to get over in a second. No, I stay here. I do stay here. When we were farming, we were coming out with the pickup and the trailer on, and we missed the 470 completely, and we ended up coming up the top of this hill to this ramp up here, and we ended up turning around and coming back. And it was a bit of a luck that we did, because one of the trailer wheels was loose. It was back up off 25, it was loose, we tightened it up, and then we got up here and we rechecked it again, but then we had to come back to 470 and turn ourselves around to go back on 470 to pick up 285. And so 285 is what runs up to Fairplay, and then Fairplay will run you up towards Saguache and into Monte Vista. But yeah, I believe it was this exit we got off at. It was either this one, or it was the next one. There was like a little bit of a rest area place. So I remember we were climbing the hill going, this ain't right, this isn't where we're supposed to be. But then we didn't have no such thing as GPS or anything like that. It was just guesswork. If I can get to Grand Junction, I'll be amazed. That'd be awesome. I don't think I can quite get there. It's 200 and some odd miles away. I don't know if I can make it. I'll beat him. I think he's just a little bit more. He's not heavy. Oh, I ain't gonna beat him. You got to be shitting me. No way. No fucking way. Wow. So mate, coolant level sensor valve has just decided to, yep. Wow, that's insane. Alrighty then. You haven't played up until we climb a mountain. That's awesome. No, thank you, buddy. I'm telling you, I just want to punch it. That's what. Oh, that was too funny. Let's see if she does it again. She's climbing in 10. Yeah, this is where we turned down, Lookout Mountain, because I remember parking over there on the left side. That's when we was, when I first started, so yeah. When I climb the hills, I normally turn the heat on and turn the fan on and see if I can draw some of that heat away from the engine. So if I run the fan on without, like, no AC, just run the fan and direct it to to heat, just to try and drag some away from the engine as best I can. But at least they went off. That was really scary, that was. Like, no thank you. And of course, when I eventually get stopped, I'll show you what I got on the back and why I am struggling a little bit up the hills. It's because I got like a boat anchor back on the trailer. Just this big object sitting at the back of the trailer that's sort of like, the wind just hits it and goes, have at it, have at it. We're doing well though, I'm proud of her. We're climbing this hill at 35, that's pretty awesome. We're doing good. I might get Pacific at least. I think I'll get Pacific. Pacific's got a lot of